Hi, my name's Dr. P, founder and head coach at Crimson Coaching, expert academic assistance for students age 12 and up. Have you ever read a chapter or a section in a textbook, especially in a subject that you don't particularly like, only to arrive at the end of the section without a single clue about what you just read? If so, you're not alone. So I've designed this mini lesson to help you better understand and retain what you read from a science or history textbook. The key lies in how you take notes. So let's set up your notebook for success. First, you're going to draw a vertical line down your page, about 1/3 down the left-hand side of your page. Then you're going to draw a horizontal line along the top of the page that mirrors that top blue line across that page, so that you basically have a T up at the top. You're going to write the title of the section or chapter that you're going to read here, and then you're going to write the date over here. And this is especially important if you have a single binder for all of your subjects, because you want to know, well, what subject your reading is and when you did it, so that when you go back to study for a test, you actually kind of know what you're looking for. I'd like you to think about the rest of this paper as 3 sections. 1 is this top left, 2 is the bottom left, and then 3 is this entire right side, and this right side should be taking up at least 2/3 of the page right now. The first thing that you're going to do after you set your notebook up is open up to the page and preview your chapter. And by that I mean read all the subtitles and titles, look at the photographs, read the captions beneath the photographs. And as you do so, you're going to come up with questions. Those questions are going to go in the bottom left-hand corner. And I'd like you to skip at least 1 line in between each question, so that when you go back and read, you can fill in the answer if and when you find it. Now, you're ready to start reading and actually taking notes. That is, you guessed it, what you are going to do with the big part of the page on the right. And if you've ever taken one of my workshops, you'll know that there's lots of different things you can do to signify points and subpoints. You can also abbreviate and use symbols, but you basically want to write as little as possible to contain as much information as possible while you take notes on the reading on the right-hand side of the page. In addition, if you discover answers for any of those questions you had before you started reading, or if you come up with others, you are going to put the answers over here down in your bottom left-hand corner. And so this is questions before and during your reading. And by the way, if any of them remain unanswered, you're just going to leave them to look up either on Google later on, or you can ask your tutor or teacher the answers to those questions later. Finally, whenever you reach the very bottom of the page, or you've finished reading, whichever comes first, it's time to tackle that final left-hand corner with a synthesis. And we're going to look at what a synthesis means in 1 second, but I don't want you to think of it as a summary, okay? There's a big difference between a summary and a synthesis. So, I have to clear this whiteboard. The synthesis is a combination of several things into a coherent whole. So what are you going to synthesize? Well, the notes that are on the right hand and the questions that are on the left. You're going to try to put that all into a single complete sentence, not a phrase, so something that actually has a subject, a verb, and ends in a period. That process of synthesizing all that information will engage your brain. And it's that process of making your brain work that's going to help you better remember what you read, because your brain is working. So no more glazed over eyes for you. Well, that's all we have time for today. If you want to complain to me once you've tried this about why you hate this method, which, by the way, is based mostly on the Cornell method of note-taking, feel free to email me at info@crimsoncoaching.com to cry about how much longer this takes. But don't do that until you've actually taken a test after you try this technique and watch how your grades most likely have increased. You can also visit my website at www.crimson.com to sign up for my newsletter, through which I'll be sending out a promo code in the coming months for my new book, Soar Through High School and Beyond, the essential guide to managing time, organizing stuff, studying wisely, staying healthy, and having fun. Until then, try to enjoy reading, and remember, this note-taking practice will get easier with time and more practice. Bye-bye now.